Picture this because I guarantee some version of this has happened to you recently. It's Friday evening. Around 5:30 p.m., you've just wrapped up a long work week. You're physically on your way home, in your car, on a train, but mentally, you're already done. Your brain is fried. The idea of cooking dinner feels impossible, so you open a delivery app. Thai food, pizza, burgers, $45 after fees and tip, you get home. You pour a drink to take the edge off. You collapse on the couch. You scroll until your mind finally shuts down. And you tell yourself the sentence we all use, I earn this. But here's the uncomfortable question. What if that meal didn't really cost you $45? What if, when we actually do the math, the food, the commute, the clothes you wore to work, and the stress that pushed you toward convenience spending are all hidden taxes on your income? What if your job is quietly reducing your real pay by more than half? You think you're earning $30 an hour. But after a little forensic accounting, the math might show you're working for closer to 4. Welcome to the Financial Sketchpad, where we draw out the invisible math behind everyday life decisions. If you've ever looked at your paycheck and wondered where it all went, or felt like you're working harder than ever, but your savings aren't moving, this video is for you. Because today, we're not talking about investing. We're talking about an accounting error. One you unknowingly committing against yourself every time you accept a job based on the headline salary. Today, we're calculating your real hourly wage. And once you see it, you won't look at money the same way again. From the moment we leave school, we're taught a simple equation. Higher salary equals success. If you earn $65,000 a year, that's about $31 an hour. That sounds reasonable, even respectable. But in business, revenue without expenses is meaningless. A company that brings in $1 million but spends $1 million is worth nothing. Yet when it comes to our own labor, we only look at the revenue, the salary. We ignore the cost of producing that income. And the product being sold isn't paper or software. It's you, your time, your energy, your life. So let's run a proper audit. Let's break down the real cost of having a job. Let's imagine an average worker. We'll call him James. James earns that respectable $31 an hour. Before the money even reaches him, taxes reduce it. Federal, state, payroll. That $31 quickly becomes about $24. That part is obvious. Now come the costs that don't show up on your pay stub. First, the commute, gas, insurance, maintenance, public transport passes. James either owns a car mainly to get to work or pays monthly just to stand on a train. Let's be conservative and say that's about $4,000 a year. Then there's the cost of appearance. Office clothes, shoes, dry cleaning, haircuts. These aren't really lifestyle choices, they're job requirements. Then comes the convenience tax. Because James is gone all day, he buys lunch a few times a week. He grabs coffee because the afternoon meeting drains him. He pays for services, dog walking, food delivery, errands because he's just not home. These expenses don't exist without the job. And finally, there's the category nobody budgets for. Decompression spending. The money spent to recover from work. Friday night drinks, impulse vacations, online shopping, therapy, treating yourself just to feel normal again. When you add it all up, James isn't really taking home $65,000. After taxes and all these job-related costs, his usable income might be closer to $35,000. But we're only halfway through the math. We've audited the money, but now we have to audit the time. Wages are money divided by time. And just like we overestimate the money, we completely underestimate the time. HR says James works 40 hours a week. But that's fiction. James wakes up early to get ready. That's unpaid labor. He commutes. That's unpaid labor. His lunch break isn't freedom. He's stuck near the office. He comes home drained, spending time decompressing, venting, and checking emails. That time belongs to the job, even if the job doesn't pay for it. When you count grooming, commuting, mental recovery, and background stress, James isn't giving 40 hours a week. He's giving 55 or 60. Now let's do the real math. $35,000 in usable income divided by nearly 3,000 hours a year of total time commitment. That $31 an hour quietly collapses. James is making $10, maybe $8. In some cases, even less. That's less than a teenager with a short commute, a free uniform, and no mental baggage. This is the work illusion. You're running a high-effort, low-margin business and the product is you. I know this all sounds bleak. But the point isn't to get depressed, it's to gain clarity. Once you know your real hourly wage, consumerism stops working on you. If your real wage is $10 an hour, a $100 purchase isn't $100. It's 10 hours of your life. 10 hours of traffic, meetings, stress, missed time with your family. Is that new gadget really worth that trade? Usually the answer is no. This also explains why promotions often feel disappointing. You get more money, but it comes with more hours, more stress, and higher costs. Your bank balance grows, but your life margin shrinks. You're processing more money, but keeping less of your life. So what's the solution? The real goal is to optimize for margin. The solution isn't quitting your job tomorrow. It's optimizing your real hourly wage. Working from home saves commute time and money. Meal prepping lowers your cost of goods sold. Caring less about appearances saves cash. Reducing your stress spending protects your future compounding. Every dollar you don't have to spend just to maintain your job is pure freedom. Because life isn't about revenue. It's about margin. If you earn $100,000 but spend $95,000 and give up all your time, you're running a failing business. But if you earn $50,000, spend $20,000 and keep your time, you're winning. So this weekend, run your own numbers. Calculate your real income after all the job-related costs. Count your real hours from the moment you start getting ready to the moment you can finally shut off your work brain. Write your real hourly wage down. Put it somewhere visible. Because time is the real currency now. Some people buy it. Others sell it cheaply. Don't sell yours at a discount. Audit your life. Cut the vampire costs. Protect the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where freedom lives. If this made you rethink your paycheck, share it with someone who looks tired. We can math our way out of this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next sketch.